Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, so welcome again. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I'm TL, the professor. I'm just bringing another episode just to have healthy dialogue about perceptions of dating and everything that entails. This is for educational and entertainment purposes. Neither myself nor my guests are relationship experts. We're not advocating for anything else. We're just having general conversations. Tonight, I'm joined by my homie from, I think, how was this, 2004, 05?
Three.
It was three. We got there at the same time.
Yeah, three.
Fantastic. Okay, so it's been a long time. So you're 21 years strong. Look at us. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, so welcome to the show, Miss Sabrina. Can you tell everybody your age and what state are you in?
I am 40 years young, and I am in Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so another Tennessee person, and we met back in college, back in Kentucky, Murray State.
Go Racers!
Yeah, go like, I don't know where, I've never heard of this school before, but all right, whatever. Scholarship is scholarship, and a degree is a degree.
No, that's right.
Right, so let's go along with that. All right, so the way the night in the show is going to go, we're going to just have a basic conversation about dating, just to talk about different things from different perspectives. And everybody who watches the show knows everybody gets the first set of questions, and then we go on from there, just so I can get a baseline about what we're going to discuss. All right, so first question. Are you single?
Yes, as a Pringle.
I mean, I never understood that phrase because a can of Pringles is, it's several chips in the
But
can.
you only get one.
But
Or maybe because it rhymes, or single as a dollar bill, but then that goes into change. I don't know. We'll figure out a saying. Okay. But yes, I'm single.
We'll get something together. I was like, who eats one chip too? This is
single.
Okay. Okay. Is there anyone that does not believe you're single? Like they're actually claiming you or think that you already got a boo?
Well, if they claim me, they need to speak up. Where you at, boo? Like, where you at?
Well, if it's there, you don't know about it, but they do.
They do. I guess, somebody go together real bad, but I don't know. I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
Somebody asked, what is the ring for? This ring is on my right hand. So, yeah, Don B, it's not on the left, boo.
It's free. It's free. See, there you go. All right, here we go. Do you want to be in a serious, long-term monogamous relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay, you enunciated every syllable on that one. Okay. What's your spiritual life like? Specifically, who is Jesus to you? And the reason I asked that, that question is on the list is because Jesus is a nice identifier based on people's faith. So whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, agnostic, atheist, whatever, everybody looking at him a different way. So for you, how would you answer that specific question?
Jesus is my Lord and Savior. He died on the cross for my sins and yours. So amen.
Hallelujah. Okay. Are you a parent?
No.
Okay.
Well, what is considered a parent? No, I'm not a parent. I'm a plant mom, but that's about it.
No. If you haven't birthed anything from your womb,
any children.
Okay.
No, I haven't birthed any children.
You don't have anybody that you've adopted, or you're not a foster mom or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so just plants.
Just the plant.
Okay, plants, singular. Okay, we will clear fly
at a time.
Man, that stuff is harder than
She's doing good, actually, though. She back there, you see her. She's dying. Yeah.
I did my video with Ruby. Ruby gone. I gotta have a funeral.
I can get you. She buying it. She good.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not a parent. Would you like to have a child? Would you like to have a child?
Oh no. I don't want to birth any children, but if he has children, then I would love them. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And see, that's perfectly honest. Have you healed from past relationships and or any childhood trauma?
Absolutely. I do have a therapist, and I go to her when it's much needed, and then sometimes just have conversations. So it's always good to keep, that person on speed dial. Right.
Maintenance is better than repair.
Absolutely.
There we'll go with that. Do you have a legal form of income?
Yes. Two.
Okay, hold on. This is stuff that can be filed on the W-2. Okay.
Absolutely.
I got to check just to
The
make
only
sure.
hands and strange for some change. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
It's
the
just
only thing that they can file it is I don't
is
know
it
what
now?
the
Well,
tax
let me
code would be
find
for
out.
it. I'm not trying to find out about it,
And
but I don't know.
yeah,
Times are hard. Like rent got high.
the way Nashville's set up, honey, sheesh.
Like, and it costs how much for a gallon of milk now? Hold on, let me see what. Let
Ooh,
me see. I'll take this little picture. Okay. Uh,
absolutely.
do you have a driver's
I
license?
do.
Do okay. Do you have your own motor or electric transportation?
I do. Her name is Gianna. She's sexy. Get it sexy. She red, that's why. But it was before I had her before Sexy Red was Sexy Red. So that's just a disclaimer.
Do you play sexy red in the car?
I do not. We old school. We are some Joe and Usher and I'll even do some mint condition and yeah, no.
Okay, because I'm about to say, if you playing some sexy red in your car, I'm gonna look at you. You see the face, right?
I might need to because she got a little drop top, a little roof, and I can open her so car ain't got no roof, that type of thing. So yeah.
Moving forward, okay. Do you have your own residence?
I do. My humble abode. It's an ambiance.
Got you.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not a homosexual. Do you currently have any warrants, or have you ever done anything that would warrant a warrant or incarceration?
No.
Okay, fantastic. And if you needed to take out a loan to get a new car or appliance, would the finance agent come back with great news, or here's what we can do?
Great news.
Great news. Okay.
Absolutely.
Got so your
Yes.
credit is okay. Good. All right. So we got a nice little baseline. I think I know what direction I want to go with some different
So
things.
let's
This
go.
is gonna be
Let's
fun.
go. Hey.
See, that's the other one. No, that's sexy red too, ain't it?
I don't know. They all sound the same to me now.
Like, all right, nieces, nephews,
Yeah.
go ahead, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm
So,
an auntie. So listen, I don't know. I have to ask my
right,
niece. Who knows?
yeah, there's the nieces. All right, so first game we're gonna play is All Right, So Boom. Some of my favorite games to play with every guest. What that's going to start off with, I'm going to ask you about a particular dating scenario. Again, we don't say any names because we don't want anybody hitting you up like, "Hey, why you telling my business?" Stuff like
Listen, I
that.
probably don't remember their name, so that's fine. Let's go.
Are you one of those that like don't save numbers until like a certain point? We're going to
Absolutely.
get to that later too. Okay, so okay, so
Cindy, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you were enjoying this show, boo. Thank you for coming in, tuning in, staying
so
session.
with All Right, So Boom dating scenario, and we got to preface the story before you get into it with All Right, So Boom because we know every story starts with it. That's
Okay.
how we get into it. So, the one that normal people have a lot of fun with is the dating scenario. A date that you went on where while you were on it or afterwards, you were like, there will not be a second attempt. This is as far as this goes.
All right, so boom. I moved to Tennessee in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and the dating scene was popping. Like it was like crazy. So, um, ended up like going. I forgot where I went, but ended up meeting somebody out, and he nice, handsome, whatever. So asked me on a date. I was like, cool. He's shown up wrinkled, like he just didn't take like clothes was it's beyond wrinkled. It's just like how like when you get out the pool and then your clothes, you scrunch up your clothes and you just leave them for a few days and you try to shake them out and
Okay.
they wrinkle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, homeboy was wrinkled. So I always try to arrive a little bit earlier just so I can peep, what is going on, like if he got dropped off or if he, kind of see what kind of car he in, because we do that, females, y'all
I never
know.
thought of
And homeboy was so wrinkled that he called and he's like, yo, I'm here. And I was like, oh, I'm about 5 minutes away. I'll be there. I was going to this is before I guess ghosting got big. I was just going to leave. But I got out the car and I said my exact words, I know you lying. Because if you don't care about how you dress, you won't care about me. And I don't even want to waste your time, your money, nothing. This is not going to happen. No. See, what happened was, and when he hit me with that, I chunked the deuces because that's my sign. If you know me, you know I'm going to chunk the deuces. And I just respectfully left.
Okay.
Wrinkled, head to toe. I mean, I think his shoelaces was wrinkled. I don't know, but
Dang, that was
he
still
was
right.
wrinkled.
That's so it's like that commercial where it was like, where the woman says like, "Oh, you look very comfy," when his t-shirt was all, it was there.
Yeah, but homeboy was wrinkled. Like, God.
Okay, okay. So,
Hmm.
what did you give him an opportunity? Like, okay, I'll give you a second chance, like to use an iron or throw it in the dryer or something before we come out.
No, because you planned this thing. Like, this is something you wanted. You approached, you came, and you did not execute. So,
So no second chances for him.
nah.
Okay. What leading up to this, were there any conversations where there's a good vibe where you say, okay, hey, yeah, I'm down to meet, or was it just like, hey, change my number, let's meet, let's plan a date sometime?
Absolutely. So when we met the first time, like he looked nice. That's why I was confused at his ambiance, like when he came up, because I was like, bro, you don't care about me because you don't care about yourself, you know? But before that, conversation was cool. He was consistent. And I probably dropped the ball on that one, honestly, based off of his being wrinkled. I will admit that. I
Mm-hmm.
probably could have given a second chance, but I didn't because I was just like, what? Like, who?
Like, it was a lot of options at that particular time.
Right. Like who? So yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Hmm.
mm-hmm. Okay, so if you had the opportunity to quote unquote spin the block, do you think you would?
I don't spin a block now.
Okay, well, if he spun the block, if he came back and said, you know what, hey, you right, my presentation doesn't matter. But especially with that situation, since the first time you saw him, he was legit. It was just this
That's
particular.
why I was confused. Like I don't know if it was just like a one of his things to see how I was going to react. Well, you got the reaction, homie, because that's not it.
So,
So
so, so if you were one of those contestants on those pop the balloon shows, you would have won the ones that just popped it
baby,
if somebody came.
that's a game changer right there. That popping that balloon. We should have had one on the show today. Because look, pop. Yeah,
No, because that'd be too loud, and I have to mute you or kick you off, and I'll be like, all
it's
right,
okay. I don't want to
y'all.
be kicked off. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I kick you off, and I just do my own thing without it. So, all right, so
Okay, I'm laughing at the comments because Sandy said maybe his arm was leaking. Sandy, I'm gonna get you out of this.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. A kid give it especially if he wanted a second chance, or at least be like, "Hey, I'm gonna knock you for this," because that's what even like I just watched one of those pop the balloon shows today, and this one it was the men with the women coming out, to pick one of them. But when the women are the ones choosing the men, as soon as they say, I don't like
I
your
mean,
shoes,"
some of them be harsh and it's diabolical.
yeah,
It's diabolical. It's like I don't even like watching it because I have to like, girl, like he was handsome. Like what you doing? But I just think that that was a lesson for me
mhm,
as I began to get into the dating scene because being from Kentucky, I didn't date a lot, even in college. So I guess I just had this idea of how it should be, and that's probably where I messed up. So moving forward, next question.
So, so moving forward, yes, appearance is important, but it's not going to be the end of the world.
No,
Hey, we can do it now. If it's
no,
consistent, that's another thing. But somebody, hey, doesn't mean like I just wasn't look something went wrong. At least
absolutely.
he was on time for the date, and he actually
He was
planned
on
something to execute.
time. Yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
good thing, and that's a good
That's
start.
a
All
good
right, so
part. Yeah.
so the perception between 2017 Sabrina and 2024 Sabrina, how do you think that your outlook on dating has changed, or if anything?
It has definitely changed. I I guess like my standards. I ain't gonna say my standards, but my preferences. Like you a little wrinkled. I'm gonna clown you. So be prepared. Like if we gonna have a good time now. But I've really grown and naturals taught me a lot. So who I was in 2017. Obviously, if you haven't grown from 2017 to 2024, then you the same OG, and that's not it. So yeah.
What ways that you think you've grown besides just the whole appearance thing?
I've grown mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and I say emotionally because I've really just learned to keep my emotions kind of in check because it's kind of like I've always been like one of those people where I'm like, oh, that's my friend, or oh, we go together real bad, just because you vibe or you connect. And so I try not to become overwhelming or too overstimulating for some people. I try to give that opportunity to get to really know me,
Mhm.
because don't let the cute face fool you. But but at the same time, it's like more so is like allowing, I guess, like the man to take lead,
Mhm.
because I'm so I get so excited and I always want to, oh, we gonna play in here, we gonna go here, because I'm a planner and I do those
Right.
things. But just actually being able to sit back and just allowing the man to take that lead at his own time, I think that's really where my growth has really expanded big time. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Definitely understood. And I think for myself, and in conversations with other people, I think the pacing of dating, and like you said, it's okay. Hey, I'm excited, but I ain't got to jump all in. Like we're not getting married in 2 weeks. Some people have done that, and hey, for you, but that's not necessarily my
Right.
ministry.
Right.
But so I think there's like, oh dang, this is I really like this. I'm really feeling how things are going
Yeah.
so far, and showing that intention and that discipline, but also having that patience. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I just met this person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to plan a wedding tomorrow.
Well,
Okay.
see, that's what your girlfriends are for. I mean, for me, it's like that's why you go tell them those things, and then you can kind of get it out of your system instead of just opening up the gates, to him, and he'd be like, "Ooh, she crazy," or whatever. What if you just call your girls and be like, "Yo, listen," because they'll hold you down, they'll have your back, your front, and all that. But it's just kind of getting it out of my system, and then with him, I'm just real cool and chill. So that's my secret.
That's about okay. So for one, it's important to have the right set of friends because some yeah,
Absolutely.
because I've heard some be like, why are you doing it? Don't put no effort in. And they messing up the relationship. Like y'all, she could have had something good, and y'all being haters and
Well,
blocking.
no,
'Cause
no.
you-
I'm very as picky as I am with the people that I or a person that I want to be my person. I'm just as picky with my friends. I just had a whole breakup with my girlfriend, so I'm starting over. So any new friends, hey, hit me up.
it happens. And
It
that's
does.
important because I think people don't we look so much at the romantic relationships, but we don't really put that same weight and consideration into our friendships too. And I think I've
Absolutely.
had several conversations, especially with people when we get to our 30s. It's like, okay, why are we still here?
Right.
Okay, maybe we may have known each other since high school or since
Right.
we were little kids, sharing being in the tub or in the little kiddie pool and stuff.
Right.
But in our 30s, is this a reciprocal relationship? And is it really beneficial for both sides, or is it really like one person is really pushing the other person, or I'm the only one really trying to keep this friendship alive, and you
Right.
just
And
there
I
for it?
mean, people, you see the memes all the time about, oh, if you don't know a breakup until you stumped your toe or something like that, right? But breaking up friendships, like, it's hard like that. I think that's harder than an actual breakup, because it's kind of like, you're thinking you're finding these people that you've aligned with, that you've been friends with for, I say, when you're 5 years and in, and especially new friends, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's a breakup, like, it's hard. And I mean, it hit me hard, to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna move out the country type situation, because it was hard, because I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, you know getting around to those new friendships and being open to that
Mm-hmm.
is something that I am working on. So because my biggest thing is like, I feel like, from what I've experienced, females would treat a dude way better than they treat their friends. Y'all won't break up with no dude, but you won't break up with your friends either. So it's kind of like, make it make sense. So I'm just trying to make the math and have healthy relationships all around me.
Right.
So that's
And that
important.
is important because that's one of the things that I'm working on, especially having more male friends because my circle really is a lot of women. And I think I was going to add another point even about the circle. You're saying, hey, just I listen to my girlfriends, but I know you and we would have our Waffle
Oh,
House conversations.
oh
But
my gosh. And
for
I
those,
miss it. And I have not been back. I kid you not. How long have you been gone? I have not been back to Waffle House
I
since
haven't
you left me.
say
And I'm gonna just give this disclaimer really quick, y'all. Treon is so legit, y'all. Like, I don't even want to share him with nobody else for real, because I'll never forget. One day he called me, and y'all know, ladies, when we have our bonnet on, it's over. We will have our bra off, it's over. Like, we are not going nowhere. He called me and he was like, "Yo, I'm pulling up in 2 minutes. Be ready." Now he's the only one to get a pass, to pop up on me. And he did. And because I've been wanting some fair food. If you know me, you know I love fair food. I love the summertime. And we actually went somewhere downtown to this food truck I can't even find because it was
they
dark.
closed.
But,
They
huh? You see what I'm
closed.
talking about? So we went to this food truck and I had got a Polish sausage, y'all, and it had all the fixings on it. And we just sat there and we had the best time, just laughing, talking. And I needed that more than he will ever, ever, ever know. So it's those type of friendships that you want to keep close and protect. So yeah, I appreciate you for that.
Not a problem. And there was some good food. And I think I only ate there one more time. Than every other time I was trying to get there, they were
And
closed.
I
But
just feel like
they go
there's so many places in Nashville. Like if I go one place with a person and it don't work, it's gonna take me a little bit to go back to that
right.
place. But I haven't been to Waffle. I can't tell you I have not been to Waffle House since you left. So I guess I need to. Yeah.
Some more people. So, and what our Waffle House conversations were for those who are tuning in, it literally is like, again, we go back to college days, and it hasn't been anything like we were ever hooked up or we were trying to date each other. It's just been a purely platonic thing.
Yeah.
And I know from a lot of my women friends, it's like it's cool to get the male perspective of things, and even
Mm-hmm.
me when I'm going through my relationships and dating experiences, getting those stories from their sides. I'm like, hey, this is what she and I are doing. This is what she just said, and y'all be like,
Yeah, absolutely. And I
That's
have a lot of guy friends that are like that, and and that's what I'm hoping that my next relationship, like he's not a jealous person because literally it's like legit like friendship because like they just don't understand the life that be lifing for us and the things that we've been through for us. But our Waffle House conversations, man.
And I had somebody get mad about the Waffle House conversation, and it was somebody who I don't know if I mentioned it. Yeah, and one of the last videos, the video I just put out, I think Tuesday, when I was like in reference to if you really trying to be more than a friend with somebody, say that instead of just saying it. So this was somebody who I think I told you afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
like they reached out to me and were like, "Hey, I'm new to Nashville. I'm just trying to get some more male friends, who's not trying to sleep with me and stuff like that." All right, cool. We have a friendship. Went to movies a few times, stuff like that. However, for me and my women friends, like I put up boundaries so it makes sure where it's clear.
Yeah,
This is just a friendship. I'm not trying to holler at you at anything like that. And
absolutely.
this is what the particular bucket is. It's not a disrespecting or anything like that. So for whatever reason, I think she was expecting more than friend energy. And so like I
I
said,
mean,
hey,
Treon, let's be real. Look at you. I mean, you got the bald
no,
head, you got the beard, and it connects, boo.
no,
Like,
baby.
you got a little sex going on. You know
I,
what I'm saying?
I asked you to do this. Oh, Lord.
I mean, you got a little beefy. Like, what's up?
I ain't paying attention to you. So anyway, with this situation, like I was like, hey, I'm about to go with my college friend. We're about to go meet up. I will hit you back later so we can finish this conversation. She just blew up from after that and
And
stuff
that's
like
where
that.
I talk about that emotional intelligence and having that emotional thing on lock. Because when you don't have that, then you're quick to just jump the gun, or you're quick to be jealous, or you're quick to be whatever. And then, so I mean, back in the day, I probably would have been her too. But now
Mm.
that I have grown, I have learned to keep my emotions in check and be like, all right, cool, because it is what it is.
I'm trying not to look at the
I
comments, y'all.
know.
So
I
I'm so you're focused on you. No. And so anyway, friendships are important in
know.
relationships.
Absolutely.
Also, both like you said, with those of other women, same men, or vice versa. As long as it's platonic and conductive, and I think really good things come out of that as long as everybody can keep those boundaries. So, like saying,
Absolutely.
hey, it ain't gonna be the okay. We're gonna sleep in the same bed and we're gonna do X, Y. Okay, hold on. What's really the line? And are trying to get boyfriend girlfriend treatment if this is what's really going on. So I do think people miss out on a lot of good information and a lot of good support by saying like, "Hey, I can't. This impossible for anybody to have somebody of the opposite sex as just a friend." They really try. No, y'all just don't know boundaries.
You
That's
were
really.
you were like my guyologist. That's what I called you. It's like, yo, I've got to go talk to my guyologist because I mean, the ologist, that just puts the on
Right.
it. Like iologist, like so. You was
Right.
my guyologist. Like you shed me with some light. I gave you insight. It is what it is.
Uh-huh. You got it. So that goes back into the professor nickname. Hey, so there you go. So with the friendships and with relationships, the real thing. just guiding those and getting those into perspective. I'm trying to think because y'all threw me off with the whole milk dud and all that kind of stuff. So uh,
You should have known.
I should have known. I
Hair.
knew. That's all I knew. That's all. Before the pre-show, I was like, but hey, this don't be trouble. Hey, drink some water just to make sure we get back on track. All right,
Okay,
so
okay.
getting the insight, making sure to pace yourself with relationships. And we were talking about just making sure that it's not an all thing because I think people call that love bombing. Also, it's like they probably want to drop all the attention and the oh I love you. I see you as my wife. I see you as my husband. It's like, dude, you don't even know my middle name.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing right now? Do you know what my favorite food is? What we going with this particular thing? Um, so you have to really dial yourself down from that excitement. So I say from the men's perspective, we like that, for you to be playing the dates and you showing interest and all that kind of stuff, fantastic. But like you say, just in a pacing thing. And if I haven't responded in 4 hours, like, look, I have a job too, man. Or I may even take a nap. I'm not ignoring you just because I haven't responded to you in 5 minutes. Like, hey, give me the.
Absolutely.
So how have you navigated that and getting to the point of with you being more patient now than you were before?
As far, I guess the terminologies is what's getting me because it's the love bombing thing, or
Mhm.
it's the ghosting, or it's,
Yeah.
those things. And so, I've been on both sides where I've had a person that just was like head over heels, like they trying to move in tomorrow. And I'm like, hold on, pump your
Right.
brakes, homie. Like, yeah. And then two, I'm very good with my words and I'm very complimentary. So I feel like, if I'm really feeling you and there's like more than just a vibe or a connection,
Mhm.
then I have to really like dial down like how I'm saying it or when I'm saying it because they could take it as me love bombing them. And
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily love bombing. I'm just really just expressive and I'm just good with my words. So I have to use that disclaimer, but I think I just kind of take heed. And like I said, I'm going to hit back on that emotional thing and just knowing who you are
Mhm.
and knowing what you, um, knowing like not just who you are, but how you're giving access. Because that was
Mhm.
one of my biggest things is making sure like who I give access to me. And I think some people are just open to just giving access to anybody and everybody that makes sense. But I'm like, let me just, kind of take this thing slow. But also, too, I am a woman of substance and I know what I want.
Mhm.
So if it was to come, I'm going to recognize it. They always say, like, a man knows when a man knows, he knows. I feel
Mhm.
like women have that same thing as well. But also, too, that comes with growth, that comes with being intelligent emotionally, mentally, physically, because you can't be so quick to like panty drop, and all those other things. And
Mhm.
so at the end of the day, I kind of been on both sides where I've had it love bombed and I'm just like, whoa. And then on my side, I probably love bomb and didn't even know that I was doing that just because I play on words. So
Gotcha. And it's like I say, it's just the pacing and the patience and expectations. I think that's really
oh,
one of the biggest things.
yeah.
Like for my part, managing my own expectations and also managing the expectations of who I'm talking to, to just make it
Mm-hmm.
sure, okay, hey, this is the intent and this is the interest. Like I'm not just yes, we're gonna start off as a friendship, but the intention is to be more than that. I'm really feeling you beyond just what your looks are. Okay, what can we do? What can
Absolutely.
we do to work on beyond this? And this is something I had to really learn within the last 5 years. Because you can
Absolutely.
probably test it from college days. Did y'all really see me dating anybody or nothing? 'Cause I had so many crushes though, but I just never would say, "Hey, I really would like to spend more time with you. I really would like to get to know you more than friends." So that's probably why I had so many
But
friends.
that just shows you how authentic you was though, Trion, because at the end of the day, even though you weren't dating anybody, it could look like you was because you was surrounded by nothing but females because they loved your energy, they loved your vibe. And I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? But most people would have harped on that because we could think about a few people back in the day that just had them in rotation. And if you look on the outside, it looked like you would have had us in rotation, but really we just gravitated to you because of who you was. So I mean, that was when we was all innocent and stuff. So it is what it is.
All right, 2004 Treon. Yeah, we got to get back to that. So, but but I appreciate that also. But it's just like, and even with that, just managing perspectives too. Because again, with you having more men friends, guys coming in and dating, you got to know like, hey, it's not that nothing's going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool and just hey, they know their lane. I want to make sure you communicate that too.
Absolutely.
Hey, don't be trying to get more into it than what it really is. So,
Absolutely.
with that, I have another set of questions we want to
Okay.
ask you. Yeah, let's go with this one. All right, so with this one, this is about relationship mindset.
Okay.
Have you ever been in an official relationship before? Like you both said, we are together.
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you were in a committed relationship?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. What happened with that one?
He cheated and got caught. Well, he really told on himself.
Mm-hmm. How did he tell them so?
So
Go to
he was flying out to a wedding, and so the wedding was already, booked and planned and stuff like that because one of his really good friends was getting married before we even started dating. And it was like, cool. So I live close to the airport, and he was just like, hey, can you check my itinerary? Can you X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, yeah, because with Southwest, it's easy. You can get on there, check itinerary, da da da. So on his way back, he was like, "Oh, my flight got canceled," and I know it's Southwest because I fly Southwest. I know if it get canceled, they putting you up in a room. They trying to give you a voucher. They giving you points. They trying to take care of their people. But you forgot that I had your itinerary. So I went in there and I looked, and it was just an hour delay. So this is the benefit of the doubt piece because I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, well, I was like, so what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna go and I'm playing in on his cancellation, right? And so he was like, oh, I'm gonna go back, probably just get another room for the night, and then I'm a da da da. I was like, okay. Well, he pocket dialed me, and it was clear as day. And I could hear him like talking to like the little Uber driver, Lyft driver, whomever he was with, and they was having a conversation. Well, the conversation got on when they got to the hotel, and they was just like, "Oh, Mister Such and Such, we see that you're back." And he's like, "Yeah, my flight got delayed or canceled." And then I hear a female in the background. I'm glad you decided to stay. I look forward to spending a few more days with you, and blah blah. I mean, clear as day. So they get in the elevator, and I guess he goes to get his phone, and all he says is, "Oh because he sees that I've been on there, and I've been on there for now a good 20-25 minutes.
No.
So he hangs up, and so I wait, and I give about an hour because at this time I'm 38 hot, and so I'm like, calm down, just da, da, da. So I call him like, hey, did you make it back to your room? Like I'm playing a fiddle, baby, because listen,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's like, oh yeah, I made it back to my room. I said, well, can we FaceTime? Because we FaceTime, and he didn't want to FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, his phone goes dead. So, mind you, his car is at my house. Like everything, because I dropped him off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, okay. So about a week later, his car's still in my house. I almost got it towed. Like I almost been petty Betty. I almost got it towed. Like, oh, I don't know this person car. They ain't got no tag. Cause in Nashville, they have like parking spots and whatever. I almost got his car towed. I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it because, somebody got to go pick it up. So he came, got his car. He's like, can we talk? And I was like, do you want me to tell you what I already know? Or do you want to go ahead and tell me the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, what had happened was, and this is what had happened was type thing. But what's more crazy about it is because he had an accent, and I ain't gonna tell you what the culture was, but yeah.
No, I want
Anyway,
to know what's the customer. Please.
Nigerian.
Oh, is this the Munda?
Yeah,
Yes. All right, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, and so he had this whole, sad face thing. He was just upset. He was just like, I don't know what you thought you heard. Baby, listen, I was on that call for 25 minutes. I heard everything just as clear as day. Like, you are not going to sit here, and I guess it's now playing in my face, but you're going to sit here and lie to me. And then he, like, tried to show up, y'all. Like, because at the end of the day, like, I was in the process of, like, looking for a new car. He going to show up with these keys. And he gonna say, this could be you, but you tripping. This could be us, but we tripping. And it was like his midnight blue BMW. And y'all know I wanted a BMW. It was so pretty. And I was like, just leave before I call the police on you. Like, how? So yeah. Oh, and then he tried to play his little girl on me because he had a little girl. She was 2 at the time. And he would text me, or he would act like she FaceTimed me, which she would FaceTime me. But he would act like she was FaceTiming me. And she was like, she misses you. We miss you. And I'm like, don't put the baby on me, because I love kids. Like, he put the baby on me, and she knew my name. She was like, BB, and I was just like melting. I was just like, yo, daddy is so trash, girl. Like, I just wanted it for myself. But needless to say, I end up putting him on block, because I normally try not to block folk, but I put him on block, and it's been murder she wrote.
Gotcha. So first, I'm sorry that you went through it. Nobody
Listen,
like that. And the laughter for one is just the audacity of some people,
the
and
audacity.
the audacity for him, and then just knowing you, I could see you playing along with it. So like, oh my god, man.
And I had his itinerary the whole entire time. So I saw when he came back. I knew when he was flying out. I knew when he changed planes. Like, I knew. And listen, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing but a G thing.
Yeah, that's all bad. This okay. So
yeah,
okay.
It's good.
Zamunda is a mess. All right.
Yeah, you
so.
clowned him for a little bit, so I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I told from the beginning, again, one of our Waffle House conversations, you told I was like, hell, he doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
He said, you pay for what? He want to do what? He talking about how much money?
Yeah, he was big about money, and I was not. I didn't care about his money because I had money, and so, it might not have been what he was throwing, but I had my own, so I'm good on that. Like, I'm not that person.
Okay, so let's pause right there too, because I think that's another dynamic that that really comes up in a lot of conversations with dating, since money is a big thing. So the perception is women are just looking for a lot of women, because we don't like generalizations for and assuming that everybody of a thing is in the same alignment. But the big thing is a lot of women are looking for that man who can be a provider, and some men believe that some women are only looking at them, just their value is based upon their monetary, how much they're bringing in. So for you, it's like it's important, but it's not important. How would you express that for the people who potentially want to pursue you?
I feel like nowadays, I mean, being a provider, I feel like it's got to be an equal thing, because if we get married and life happens, I need to make sure, or you need to make sure as a man, that I can be able to take care of what is needing taken care of until we get back up, or vice versa. As far as a provider, I know this, gender war thing is going on, men versus women type situation when it comes to all that. But for me, I just want you to make sure that you can, hold us, but hold your own, but at the same time, because I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have mine, because that's one thing that I am big about, is the finances and just making sure everything is within order. But when it comes to that, I don't want, if you watching Boo, I don't know who you are, but I'm just saying it's not a big listen, this is a platform. I gotta put myself out there. But listen, Boo, if you watch it, like, being a provider is not like, it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. It's about how you feel about, everything. But I also think that that's also a conversation piece that needs to be had with the two people, with my person. It's just figuring out what that looks like, or what does that sound like, or any of that, because it could be a difference of opinion that can be easily worked out.
Right. Okay, gotcha. So it's you're not on the team, hey, I'm not trying to work anymore. Fill up soft life me. It's just like, okay, hey, let's do what we can do together, and we'll build together there.
Absolutely. Unless I win this lottery, and then I'll just be a rich bum, and we both be rich bums, baby. Like, it is what it is. But As far as that goes, no, we can do this
Got
together.
you. Okay. Again, see, this is why we have different perspectives on this particular platform.
Yes.
So 4 years ago was the last committed relationship. Would you say, have you ever been in love before?
Yeah.
Was this with was the moon or this was with somebody
No,
else?
completely different person. This was actually back in college. Um, he was, I guess, like an international student. I don't know what it is about me, international men. I like all men, by the way. I'm just saying, but don't discriminate. But he was international, and he was on, I guess, like a school visa, and he ended up getting a scholarship and going to Taiwan. And but we actually still keep in contact to this day. It's been well over some years, but yeah.
Is that a thread that's still viable, or is now just so much time has went gone on?
I think it's a lot of time has just went past, and plus he's in a whole different time zone. He's still in a he's originally from Belize, so but right now he is teaching in Taiwan. So um, yeah, it's, I mean, he's what, he can spin the block. If he spin the block, it's cool. But right now, though, I actually have my eye on a person. I have a crush on a person now, so I don't want to put that too much out there. But yeah, I think I've been in love once.
Gotcha. Okay. So with you being in love before, has your perception of love changed since then? And if so, how?
Yes, because I think it was just more of going off the feelings and emotions, the butterflies, but now that's changed because I feel like when you're in love with somebody, even though I haven't experienced this just yet, it deals with the pattern and the personality of the person, the consistency, and the greatness that they bring out in you, vice versa, like having that mirror image. Also too, I feel like, I have been more in my prayer life. So there are some conversations that I've had with God, and there's just certain things that I know that, okay, God, like if this person does this without knowing that he and I have had this conversation, and he does this, and I know he's sent from you. And so there's just certain things that, I feel like love is different from when I was back in 2009, 2008,
Right.
or whatever, because I was just going off of feelings alone, like, and love songs. But now it's just more, y'all all know, y'all got y'all little playlist for y'all. When y'all get y'all person, y'all got your little playlist ready, so don't play. Um, but I think for me now, being in love, it's more of just really like taking it slow with that person, but really truly getting to know that person. And I always said, I just want to put the blinders up with my person because we're dating each other. We're not dating the world. We're not dating our siblings. We're not dating our friends. We're not dating our family. And we need to move how we need to move. And so when he can align with me, there's just certain things that I have that I feel like, yep, that's it.
So what it sounds like to me, and I think we've had this conversation. I talk about this a lot because it's like it's more mature. Like you said, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just that puppy dog. Oh my God, I feel good every time with you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
do you know me? Do I know you?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really still see a future with that? Can we
Mm-hmm.
build something together, or is this just one of those? This is we here for a fun time, not a long time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we got good chemistry, but more than that, not
yeah.
as really
And it's
not.
also about having those hard conversations first. I think with the person in 2000, I say 7, 8 or whatever, like I said, it was just more of a feelings. But now I'm asking hard questions like, how was you raised? Like, what do you think is this? Or, does the toilet paper go up or under? Like, I'm just saying, like,
Right.
that's
I mean,
some real life stuff.
I
Come
thought about
on.
putting that on the list too. I thought about putting that on the list too, because for me it's over. Like, oh, pull it down. It makes more sense instead of pull it up and it's like,
But I'm just saying though, like, do you like grape jelly or strawberry? No, I'm just saying, but really, like when you really are getting to know a person, and just taking out that time to really date and get to know a person and not just hopping into something just because it makes sense at that moment. So yeah, I am looking for longevity. I'm looking to be in love, because I know what I have to offer. And also to, just being the spiritual being that I am, God is love. So I want to be able to have that type of love that he has, for me. So, yeah.
And I pray that you get it. My homie gonna get it.
Will you invite me
Next,
to the wedding?
next, cool. All right, I'll be there as long as we can do the Cupid Shuffle and the Biker Shuffle. And I'm still learning
Oh,
it to
baby,
me
my
again.
playlist is on. Don't even play. And then I found a co-DJ this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he's coming to the wedding. He don't even know it yet, but yeah.
Okay, got it. So it's locked in.
It's locked in.
Have you ever felt that you were getting the bare minimum from a partner before?
The bare minimum. Listen,
That's the difference.
the bare minimum. Yeah, absolutely. Who hasn't?
Okay. Okay. So since you have, how long did you stay around and why?
Listen, I don't stay around. I have that fight or flight mechanism. I'll flight in a heartbeat. Um, listen. No, I don't stay around, and I have learned to have a conversation instead of just ghosting a person. Be like, listen, you are a good person. I like these things about you. However, because I never say but, because I feel like but cancels out everything I just said. However, there's a disconnect, and I just don't feel like this is where it's at, and I'm just no longer interested. And when the first time I done it, I was like, Lord Jesus, like, is this karma gonna get me? But once I, came back around, or I saw that person again, it's like, I just appreciate you for just even having that conversation with me. And I do have things I need to work on, or I was just distracted, or I was this, that, and the other. But also, though, too, Treon, like, we as people, I know these questions are more so of what I've been through, but I mean, it's happened to me as well. Like, a person that said, yo, B, like, you a good woman, like, you was straight, like, I like you a lot, but we're just not connecting. And it hurt my feelings, like, it stung, but I appreciated him for even just being man enough to say that without the excuses.
Right.
I think that's what people do, is try to make up an excuse. Oh, right now I'm just going through a lot, or I just need to really focus on myself. And then you see them holding hands with somebody else, and it's just like, bruh, like, what?
Right.
So I really, it's a two-way street in that. So you dish out some, just be prepared to get some too, because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right. And I think I like what you said about at least having a conversation about it, because I think with those situations, and this is what I had to grow into also over the last 5 years of communicating what my expectations are. And if something isn't being met, at least letting you know, hey, this is what I would like, this is what I'm not getting, and try to see if we can come to, an agreement on what the plan is going forward. And then get the time to see, okay, are they going to execute that? And is it going to be for more than just 2 weeks or 2 months? Then we back to our regularly scheduled program. It's going to change consistent. But we got to at least have those conversations about, hey, I'm not getting what I want. And as long as it's something that is attainable and realistic, instead of just, hey, I need you to call me 5 times every day on the hour. Like, man, look, hey, people got jobs, people got stuff to do. Let's do something that is actually realistic and important. We communicate that, give them time to, either get it together or not, and then we can make an educated decision going forward. But instead of just ghosting, like you said, just because the smallest thing, the person doesn't even know what you want, but you kind of hold them to a standard that they aren't even aware of, then that's not fair. That's not fair to them.
Absolutely.
Cool. So you kind of just answered the next question, because it was, do you express your dissatisfaction or areas of frustration in a relationship? And you clearly have said yes, that is where you are right now. The next question besides that is, how do you communicate that? And do you allow things to go along quietly, or before they get to a point of no return?
So the first part of the question is, I normally try to assess the situation first to make sure that I'm not in my feelings about anything. And that goes back to having that emotional intelligence of, what it is that you're getting or not getting. But I call it having those hard conversations. And I kind of put that out there in the beginning. Listen, if we ain't vibing, or in somewhere in the mix of all of this, if you start to lose interest, just have a conversation with me, because I'm a big girl. Like, I can handle it. Because trust me, you're gonna have that conversation with me if it happens. And what was the other part of your question?
Just about addressing things basically before they get too big. So
Yeah.
something is something that you don't like, you at least communicating and letting, instead of letting it fester and fester and fester and build up, and then all of a sudden you just, hey, you know what, I don't like this, I'm gone.
Yeah, no. I feel like, behaviors and words, those change, but patterns don't. So I look for patterns, and if it's a consistent pattern that I'm not vibing with, check up the deuces. But I will have that conversation, and I'll just let you know. And so, um, if you was to pull up a few people that I have dated, they will tell you like, "Yo, she let me down easy," but I mean, I was mad.
Right.
But
When
at
you
the
would be,
same time, like, we still, every now and then they'll hit me up. Hey, how you doing? You good? Nothing crazy, but it's just that respect thing. And I feel like, because I can communicate that. People always say, communication is the most effective. But if you're not having effective communication, then it's not effective at all. It's just communication.
right.
So I just try my best to, be the change I want to see, but also make sure that, how I'm being treated is that golden rule. Like, how I want to be treated, I treat that person, 100 times more, just so they can understand and see, like, oh, this is how she wants to be treated. Absolutely. So, get respect, give respect type situation.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that. Okay. So along those lines, since you say it's more so, you touched on the times when the other person wasn't, has been the one not pulling their weight. Have you ever been the primary reason for a relationship ending?
Listen, I just made a post the other day. Sometimes I can be the problem. I can be the issue. But that comes with growth. And so, yeah, did they have that conversation with me? No. Did they ghost me? Absolutely. Did I try to figure out why? But then once you kind of sit back and you kind of assess everything, you be like, well, maybe he just wasn't mature. Because, everybody wants to put, oh, well, she was this or he was that, or he wasn't mature enough to have. No, it's just that sometimes you got to really check yourself. But when you check yourself and you know who you are, then nobody can change that. They can only make you better.
And let's pause right there too for a moment, because I do think that is an interesting conversation people have about breakups. Is about, for one, I mean, it's rarely a time where both people say, you know what, yeah, listen, it's usually one person got to the point, the other person, all right, hey, this is what it is, we're gonna go from there. Um, so I know from some men's perspective, and I can understand where this comes from. Some men think not having that direct conversation, like, hey, yeah, I just don't want this anymore, and instead will ghost, which I'm not advocating for it. I do think it is better to have that conversation, but it's because they think that some women are, you just can't accept the breakup. It's like, no, you can't be leaving me. Why?
That's an
I'm supposed to be with you
excuse.
if that's the situation. I'm definitely
Mm.
with you on, but that's from some men's perspective. It's like they don't think the woman's going to really accept it, or if we do have that conversation, it's going to be a repetitive. Why? What you mean with this? Why this? Why this? Instead of just letting it go peacefully, it has to blow up into something bigger. And then it starts getting ugly in some
Well,
situations.
that also probably explains the dynamic of your relationship in the beginning. And it was probably already unhealthy, because if you, as a man or even as a woman, if you feel like that and you don't want to have that conversation, or you're avoiding that conversation because you too worried about the whys and the ohs and they can't accept it, because there are some people that just can't accept it. But it goes back to your delivery. It goes back to how you approach the situation. I mean, don't do it near an anniversary or a birthday, or do you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because some people crazy about that. But like, if this is something that's just been leading up to it, like, have a really sit down conversation. Don't like cancel plans or start backing up. Because I did a lot too long ago. I asked the guy, I was like, so when you start to lose interest in a person, like, what do you do? And he was like, I kind of just start backing away. And I was like, yo, listen, If it's ever like that with me, don't back away. Have a conversation with me. Talk to me, because I'm going to talk to you. And I just think it goes back to the delivery. I think it goes back to them avoiding having that conversation. But it also says a lot about you as a person, because if you're trying to avoid a situation, then your next situation, you're going to try to avoid that as well. And so if you are an avoider, then that's a pattern that is not. And I talked about patterns earlier.
Right.
That's just something within you that you got to work on. And maybe you clearly ain't ready to date
Right.
for real.
And I'm with you on that. And I also like, especially from your standpoint, it looks like you at least have more accountability. So for those situations, and it can go back and forth between the man does not want to have a conversation with the woman, or the woman not want to have a conversation with the man.
Absolutely.
It can go into, okay, is this person going to be able to accept that, hey, this is the reason why I'm leaving,
Right.
and instead of them, accepting, how, you know what, hey, that is a valid point. Instead of putting on, well, no, it was you and you did blah, blah, blah. Okay, hey,
Yeah.
okay. See, this is why I didn't want to have this conversation in the first one, because you're not at the point of being able to take accountability or even consideration from the other standpoint. So I think that's important from both standpoints.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Have you ever intentionally sabotaged or attempted to sabotage your relationship?
No. Dang. People do that?
Yeah.
That's wild. No. No, because listen, the relationships come far in between. Like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I've seen it and experienced from different standpoints too. It's just the point of
The relationship?
yeah, it's from normally where it comes from is like some part of insecurity or a trauma response for different things. Like that's normally where it comes from those things. From the conversations that I've had with different people, they feel like, or you probably have heard this sometimes too. This feels too good to be true. I don't know. This may be something about I don't know. And it actually was a legitimately good thing, but because that person was used to dating toxic people, and having the arguments or wondering who you talking to or what you doing or just having that full toxicity, you're like, yeah, you finally got something healthy that you've been praying for and hoping for this whole time. It was right there in your lap, and then just not knowing what to do with it. So being that acceptance, and again, from both the men and women perspective, both sides are capable of doing this, and I've heard it from both things too. And like they have those, you know what? If I could do that situation again, I would do it again.
Yeah, in that perspective, no, I've never self-sabotaged because I've always um been thorough about the approach and just the person that I am giving access to. So I can't say that I've ever self-sabotaged.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I definitely have heard the now this is too good to be true. I'm like, what are you talking about? Especially with the woman friends, like, look, girl, if you don't let that man be a nice man to you, stop playing. He is not Tyrone.
No,
Go.
he's not
He's not
Tyrone.
Tyrone. Accept your trouble. Accept your Terrence. Man, this man is doing all this, and he's consistent. He's everything that was on your list. And I have somebody that's fun. Thankfully now, like they're engaged now. But before that, before they had a history, it was like, this is everything I wanted, and I just don't know. This ain't the right time. Yeah, it's what I want, but do I want it right now? So it's like, so what you complain about all these other dating experiences for? You got it.
Right,
Don't
right,
do that
right.
possible.
Listen,
So
because when I do get it, baby, I'm holding on tight. Listen, no, ain't no self-sabotaging. No, 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 no. Mm-mm.
gotcha. Okay. So don't have to ask about insecurity spirit. Okay, so then the last question on this list is: have you ever tried to spin the block with someone with a "Hey big head" or a "Hey stranger" text?
I sure have, honey. I gotta listen.
How often does it work?
It, it clearly it ain't working for me.
Gotcha. Hey, you know what?
Bitch,
Touche.
dang. I be like, dang, can a player get a second chance? Like, I ain't trying to be a player no more. Like, well, but nah. But what's the difference with shooting your shot and spinning the block? Like, I'm gonna do both of them. Listen.
I think spinning the block is normally we had a situation whether it turned into a relationship or not. things ended or things died down, but time has passed. Hey, I want to see if we can give this a second chance, or is there something still here? That's been the block.
I have tried to spin the block, and they be like, "Oh, right now I'm in this situation, but I mean, because you spin the block, like, let's go." I'm like, "Hold on," because I respect her,
Right.
whomever she is. So, like, and that's kind of, I ain't gonna say that was kind of hard for me, but it was because I was like feeling like a little bit like selfish, like, okay, cool, like I spin the block, you ready? But I gotta think about the longevity of things. So, I will say that I have a tip to spin the block, but I find myself shooting my shot more than spinning the block.
I got you. I've seen firsthand because we would go, we would go into an event, and I would be like, so how do you know everybody in here?
No,
Yeah.
everybody knew me. I'm just
No,
one person.
difference between everybody knowing you and them knowing no. This no, ma'am, no. So I'm like, yo, I've been in the city longer than you. How you know the security and everybody? I'm like, what in the world? What shit?
I'm gonna tell you because I goes out by myself.
Yeah.
I take myself out on dates, and so when you keep going to these repeated places, they see you, and I mean, telling you, some of my nights are completely free. Not that that's what I'm looking for, but it's like either somebody feels sorry for me, or they ain't trying to holler. But I mean, I don't even drink. But if y'all want to hang out, y'all want to drink, y'all can come with me because I'm telling you, what drinks will be bought, and I'm like, I don't even drink, so I have all these drinks just sitting around like. But I just let them know. They're like, "Oh, you've been here before." I'm like, "Yeah," and then I'll just have a conversation, and then it's murder she wrote. Like, and then that's how I get into certain places. Like, we have the red phone booth here. You have to be a member, and you have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I put my little code in. What's up, B? How you doing? And then it's I don't even smoke cigars, but lady, that's where the men are at. Just letting you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you trying to get out and mingle. So, yeah.
So I'm happy to see somebody trying to link with you already.
Hey, listen, I'm open.
So,
They said no new friends, but I want friends. Come on.
yes, hey, and I think going back to the earlier conversation, like I've talked with other people, it's harder. Well, there's more to making friends as an adult as opposed to like when we were in high school and college.
It's crazy. Even in college, yeah. Real quick, Portia, I'm in Nashville. We have a red phone booth here in Nashville as well. It's exactly like the one in Atlanta. So yeah. Just want to let her know. She said, "Let's go, let's go." Okay, sorry.
But I also like with you that you're not letting just because you're single stop you from getting out and enjoying yourself around the city and things too.
Listen, ladies, that's the secret to going out by yourself. You get all dressed up, you get pretty, and I put on a red lip, baby, and it's over. Like, you just go have a good time. And then it got to the point, Trion, where I was going out by myself and I would post like on Instagram, and then people be like, "Girl, where are you at? Why did you call me?" Because listen, y'all slow as molasses, y'all indecisive. I just went on a whim because I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no pets. I ain't got none of that. So I just go. And so even when I worked at TSU for 4 years, we had Fridays off. And that's how I kind of got more acquainted with Nashville, because I would be like, okay, Thursday after work, I'm going to get my nails done, get my hair done, do something, find me a little outfit. And then Friday, I'm outside. And so I was finding these little places, especially a lot of speakeasies. Listen, Trion, there are so many of them here. I will go. I don't even drink, but I'll get me a little amaretto sour with some pineapple real quick. That's it.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, Shirley Temple. Don't do me. An Arnold Palmer. Listen,
Give me an apple juice on the rocks. Make it a double. There we go.
It's a pineapple for me, but they know. So when they see me, they be like, "What's up, B?" And then it got to a point though, because when I was dating like heavy, I had to tell one security guard, "Listen, if you see me with somebody different, mind your business." And so like it just got to that point, but that was my safe spot, to bring a person like first date wise, because I knew there was undercover security in there. They saw me, they be like, "Sup?" And then he was like, we just spoke, like, you know what I'm saying? But really, they was like my G.I. Joes for real. So I appreciate you, Nashville.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand. Yeah, I'm like, yo, what the what? How everybody? Oh, what's up? What's good? You coming in tonight? All right, cool. Let me know you need anything. I'm like, yo, what the world is going on right now?
Yeah, I'm glad you got to experience that. I ain't no celebrity or nothing. I'm just me.
Yeah. So, and it's your personality that draws people, and it's cool. It's like
Thank
that.
you,
So,
Tree.
like
Thanks.
wrapping up, like I also say, like when I first grew, when I first was starting to put myself out there,
Mm-hmm.
like Sabrina was one of my people, friends was like, "Hey, no, Treon, you cool person. Get out there. Stop being home. The world needs to see you. There's somebody out there for you, stuff like that." So I think what was it? R&B only. When I went there, we didn't know, and we didn't even know that both of us. I don't think we knew it until we saw
We
each other
did.
walking in. And so I've never been to like a club. I didn't do any of the clubs or
Right,
parties
right.
in college. So over there, I'm like, what's going on? So I piggyback off of you and your girl group until I found my little room. I was like, you know what? Okay, let me go ahead and now I'll start branching out, and then I'll come back. And I think even with this scenario, like I had to play like security guard for one of your friends because the creepy dude kept on
Man,
walking by.
listen, we appreciate you. Like,
So
seriously.
man,
Because, like, yeah.
yeah, so men, hey, the women need our help with that too. Keep the creepers away. And it was just cool, like just being able to piggyback until I got on my feet. Was like, you know what? Hey, let me go ahead and do that. And then what you are, you and the leader and others, like, no, tonight you need to leave here with at least 3 phone numbers, or you need to dance with at least 3 people
Period.
and get at least one phone number
Period.
from it. So
Period.
it was,
Yes,
it was fun.
absolutely. Because listen, we just after having a good time. But I think if guys really pick up on hanging out with the female friend group, they gonna get more play than anything. Because if a female even slightly think that you dating one of them, they gonna try to get you anyway. So it's fair game. Like, do
It was,
you?
it was fun. It was a fun time. So I would say,
Exactly.
so, and it was funny. And I look back and I see all y'all are dancing with different people. I was like, okay, they good, they straight. Everybody having a good time. So
Right.
what was that? So I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll end things on a good note. What is one situation like the date was good and you were like, hey, this can actually go somewhere. I actually see a future with this.
Um, it was one of those days where he listened, very simplistic. If you know me, you know I'm not trying to be all dressed up and real pretty to go eat. Like I want to go to like a sports bar, or I want some whole wings, or I want some pizza, or
Mhm.
and this is right when Fifth and Broadway had first opened. You know how they have all like the assembly food hall and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And so um it was one of those, hey, in the early of the part of the week, uh can you be ready on Friday at like 8:30? I'm like, bet. I was like, what's the attire? That's all I asked. And he was like, be comfortable,
Mhm.
say less. And so it was just one of those dates where it was just like it felt like it never ended. We just, because I'm a snacker more than I am just eating food, because I'll get off the appetizer menu for real, and then I don't drink, but I will order my dessert first. So that is my thing. But just having that conversation, and it just seemed like the night was just all about me.
Mhm.
And I was just like, we go together real bad. He just don't know it. And so I've had to like put my phone on silent, because my girls was like, girl, you ain't even chimed in. Do I need to call the emergency? Do I need to pull up? Because we share our locations. We do that because we got to be safe. But I didn't even have to share my location. Like, it was just like, it was so dope, super dope. We did the little walking bridge,
Mhm.
all that good stuff. And that's probably why, like, I know where a lot of places are, because of the dates I've been on, and some of the simplicity of people just really listening and honing in on the things I like to do. But this particular gentleman, it was just fun. And it's kind of like, man, like I could do this again. I could do this again. Um, but yeah.
Okay. What happened with that situation?
So let me tell you about these Nashvillians, or these people that come into Nashville. There's two parts to it.
Mhm.
You have people that are here that you meet, or I was an online dater, so
Okay.
met him online, locations Nashville, and obviously he didn't live
Mhm.
here. He was on contract was about to end. He was going back home to Georgia, or wherever he was from. And I was like, oh, you just sold me a whole dream. Like, what? But he also made it clear, like, you know, I'm possibly looking to move up here. Possibility came into not possible or what have you. But I look back now and that was just a moment. Like, and I know what that feels like, and I know how it is. And so when I do come across it again, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is dope. So like, it's no hard feelings or whatever. But it's just like, dang, like I should have just asked questions. Like, you live here for real? Like, what? Now I ask, like, what high school you go to? They let me know you from here.
So but I didn't go to high school there. I just had moved there too. So but I get what you're saying as far as like, are you really here?
Right. Like, do you live, like, what side of town? Now you gotta say what side of town you live on, because if you know north, south, or you say Antioch, or you know Brentwood or Franklin, or you know Rivergate or wherever, you know that person lives here or they've been here for a little bit, or they'll even say like, I just moved here. Now I will say though, Tree, that this was not a date. This was a meetup. Recently, I went to a meetup with a group of people, and I did meet a person, and we met each other Friday, or we saw each other Friday, and we were just vibing, connection. And then I saw him again on Saturday, but it was like, because we went to Plain Jane, so it was just a vibe. And so when I saw him come through the crowd, I was like a little girl. I was like, and so one of my friends was elbowing me like, girl, he here. I'm like, and so I'm turning around and I'm looking at my phone, trying to fix my lips gloss, and I had on pink lipstick. So I was trying to make sure. I was like, I got no t-shirts. I know you good. And he came up and he gave everybody a little hug, and then he gave me one, and I melted like butter.
Oh, did he do the Michael Ealy hug like he did with Megan Good, or it was a little more toned down than it?
Nah, it was a hug. And you know, I don't like hugs for real, but I like that hug, baby. So yeah, like, yeah. So we're in the mix of planning our first little gathering. But let me talk about that really quick. I know we're, you know, getting on time, but when I kind of give guys like that I kind of give them like this thing of, okay, I don't want to go on a date first. I want to do a meetup. And the meetup for me is we just go somewhere simple. I pay for myself, you pay for yourself. And then if you want to go on a date with me, if you want to see me again, then you will plan that date. Because now then you're going to be invested in me, because I'm already invested in you. But you know, so that's what I do, and I kind of give that, and I think that's where a lot of the dates come in. But I also have a lot of people just like, you know, it was cool, but I'm not really, you know, wanting to do another date. So that's fine, but that takes away from that stereotype we were talking about earlier of, you know, females only wanting to go out because they want a free meal or they feel like the man. No. I'm changing all that. No. Let's do a meetup first. So like, hypothetically, if, you know, you and I was vibing, I'd be like, well, how about before you plan a date, let's just do a meetup. Let's do something fun, simple, or whatever. I pay for me, you pay for you. And then if you want to see me again, then you plan that date, and then we'll make something happen. So yeah, that's what I'm on.
So it's like a trial run before a date. So
a trial run, yes, sir. Absolutely. Because I'm not about trying to waste nobody's time or money, but I don't want them to think that, oh, she just coming out with me because I can. She want to free me up, baby. No, listen, because I'll take you on a date. Like, don't play with me. But at the end of the day, like, I just think it's only fair because it takes the jitters away. It takes the expectations away of thinking of what this is supposed to be or whatever. So I don't ever let them come over to my house. I don't ever let them that we just go meet somewhere. There's all type of places here in Nashville that is fun, that's simple, that you can do. And then you can decide. And how with this person that I'm particularly talking about, that Saturday night, listen, I had to work the next day. I didn't get home until late. First of all, it was after 2:00. It felt like one of them Pete nights. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I didn't go there. No, I did.
Anybody's on the chat and you went to Murray State, you know them Pete nights like I'm talking about. But it felt like one of those. But it's crazy because, you know, he was like, well, did you enjoy yourself? And I was like, yeah, I didn't want the night to end. Like, I wanted to continue. I wanted to consume you. Like, I still wanted to breathe the same air you was breathing because I enjoyed, because when I say a time was had, it was. And so I just look forward to, our first little meetup just to, be sure. But I know there's a connection already, so we going on a date. Forget that. We going on a date. So.
We can graduate beyond meetup with this.
Yeah.
But I pray that this one goes well and it's consistent. We will have to talk about it afterwards. We will have to. If I need to go get me I don't like the Grand Slam, so if I have to go get me a Waffle House pancake and some eggs, and we just sit and do a video call, we have to talk about this.
Listen, I'm here for it.
All right. So landing the plane, I give all of my guests a chance to, if you have anything that you want to promote, you got anything that's going on you want to tell people about, I give you an opportunity to put it out there right now.
I don't. I'm just trying to live my best life. I don't have anything, honestly. I'm just glad for you guys to tune in and check us out, see our vibe, our connection, and hopefully you got something from it. If not,
there you go. I mean,
I've seen a lot of laughter, so I appreciate the laughter because laughter is good.
Yeah, because something wrong with you. Or I got to be always the serious person in the friendship. Why they got to be?
No. I would just say this one thing. I'll leave with this. Ladies, don't be shy. Shoot your shot. Shoot it, because it might just be buckets. Okay.
Yeah.
Buckets.
Again, like I said in the last video, men are not psychic. So hey, go ahead and do it.
Sandy asked if we could be friends. Absolutely, Sandy. We can be friends. Yes, girl.
Anyway.
Oh, we need to update. You'll get your update. I need to update on you too, ma'am. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So would like to wrap this up. Thank everybody for tuning in again.
Hold on, Trina. They said we need an update from the date, please.
So I got okay. So
we might need number two.
So you want to tell it yourself?
I mean, we can go back live whenever. I'll let you know when the date happens, and Funny Valentine said they wanna update.
Gotcha. So okay, because I was like, I could have did it, but hey, I'll let you on, and then we can have the whole conversation again just to see, okay, what happened, what went well, what any green flags, yellow flags, or red flags, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, yeah. He's probably on here. Probably didn't say nothing, so yes, he said yes. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so our Lord's will. We will have a conversation and we will plan that accordingly. And it may not even have to be on Thursday. Just let me know whenever you're free.
It's cool. But Trey, I just want to say I appreciate this platform that you have. When you do get big, don't forget about us little folk. I'm gonna go ahead and get your autograph now so I can go ahead and sell it in the future. But this is good stuff, and I think you are on to great things, and I appreciate you for having me, and then making, you got me connected now. And so I'm probably going to add some more friends to my life, and that's always good. But you doing your thing, so I'm proud of you. So kudos to you, Tree Bug. My Tree.
Well, thank you very much, Brown Eyed Bandit. I appreciate the support and the love. I'm looking forward to how things go. And like I said, even if one person is impacted, like again, it's about education and entertainment. Then hey, the platform has done what it's supposed to do. So it's all about promoting healthy stuff and getting different perceptions and thoughts out there. So hey, absolutely. So thank you again for joining. Thank everybody for tuning in or if you're watching it after I posted online. Thank you for the engagement. Hey, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Yes. And I'll see you all on the next episode.
And you can add me as a friend. I'm here for it.
Yes, please. After I'm gonna tag if Instagram plays right and I'll be able to upload this.
Well, it did do good because we got to see each other. So
we did. So hey, I'm taking that as a victory, and we're gonna take it that it's gonna let me upload this.
RW.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so thank you all again. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
All right.